My name's Ernest.
And today we got our top 5 most disappointing / worst figures of the year 2021.
2020. 2020.
1.
I put in title 2020, man.
God bless it. It's 2022, right? It's a new year.
Gotta double check this.
I'm confused. I don't know.
I'm confused and scared.
Alright,
I
so
can't believe it's already 2022.
yeah, 2021, oddly enough, for how crappy it was, went by quick.
Right?
So maybe if this year also is crappy, at least hopefully we got things to look forward to. It's already been 4 days in. It's been like nothing. What's another 361?
I'm gonna push this guy down my stairs when we start walking.
Sad day.
Well, you know what? Last video was 34 minutes. Let's not drag this bad boy out. Let's get this.
We'll make it only 32.
Oh my god, I will. I will.
It's like 5 less figures, but 5 extra minutes. Alright, so what contended for this list is just figures that for the given price point, I wasn't that happy about them.
They were missing something, or they should have had something, or it's just like, what did I buy this for?
Yeah, which again, there's a lot of things like with the cost of figures going up this year, it's getting harder and harder to kind of make these lists, especially the best list, because it just a lot of stuff is just like, I'm happy with what I paid for it.
The thing is, though, is a lot of the figures, as the price went up on them, the shipping did too, because they discontinued a lot of shipping methods. So now instead of paying $15 to ship a figure, you're paying $45, $50, $60 to ship things from China over here.
Yeah, I say importing specifically.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things. Like the nice thing, at least like with my statues, none of them made the top list, but none of them made this list either. Because I got what I paid for, but my statues I've gotten way more picky on.
We're gonna make another list. Top 10, just figures.
It's just whatever's. These are the stuff I was just happy. Like I want it to be a good thing, but I'm just happy with it.
It's just acceptable that you're alive. Shh, it's okay.
It's okay, just go on the shelf. Yes. I'll touch you like once or twice in the year. Alright, so, anyways, just so I don't get flack, because I'm sure there will be some in the comment section. Again, some of these I wouldn't say are bad figures, but I just wasn't that happy with them. Number 5.
Let the hate flow through.
What we have here, the 1989 SH MonsterArts Godzilla.
Okay.
Why is it on this list? 1. $95 to get a hold of. Before you ship it. $95-ish. You could have probably got a little cheaper depending on where you shipped it from. I've seen it for like $89. I don't remember, but I paid $95.
I think the cheapest I seen it was $88.
And for that, you got to remember, the 2021 Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong was only $67. Pretty much the same size as this guy.
So this guy comes with the beam. I paid extra $30 and he came with nothing? What?
Right? I make beams. I make beams for this guy. You can buy them. They're $15 extra if you want one. But anyways, and the other issue with this guy too is that having seen some other people's that got him in, and then even with mine, I thought mine was pretty solid. Paint job could have been a little better.
It was an okay.
Like, for instance, on mine, the front teeth could use a little bit more paint. It's very red. It's very gummy. And then it's also, the dry brushing that they did is very inconsistent. A lot of the blacks show through in certain sections. So it kind of looks patchy in a way. Now, a very nicely sculpted figure. Still looks good on your shelf. And overall,
it's still SH. They still put details into it.
Yeah, so overall, I'm not displeased with it. Like, it was one of those, like, I got it, I'm like, alright, cool. He's going to go on the shelf now. I'm not going to really pay too much attention to this guy.
And that's the problem. You're paying $100. You want to...
Yeah, I kind of want to be impressed.
Yeah.
And this just kind of maybe going, I feel like I should repaint him a little bit, and that's not where I want to be when I get a figure. Especially once you get talking almost $100. Just like in our top list, Violator is almost half this guy's cost.
And he's twice the size and same articulations, a better paint job.
Yeah. So, Technically, he's more articulated. Technically,
Yeah, because he has all these little sections
he's
in
got
his tail.
because of the tail. If you like pop the tail out, they're about the same.
Yeah.
That for reasons, mine has white on its crotch.
We're just gonna call him Sat Dragon.
Right. We don't talk about it. But I would say out of all the MonsterArts I've gotten this year, this is definitely the one. Like most of them, I've been like, this guy's pretty cool. Pretty happy. This one was just kind of like,
Yeah.
go hang on the shelf. But I only needed a friend. To be honest, if you want a good 89, I still would recommend the Triple K.
Oh yeah. Didn't we do that? The 3 best ones wasn't a Triple K.
Triple K one.
Yeah.
And I've seen them on pre-order sites for like 180.
Oh
so
yeah.
you spend double and you get twice the size and a better looking figure of lights and sounds. Only if you mainly really like the suit. Alright, so for number 4, this is one of those figures I'm super excited for its movie, which does come out this year. And to be honest...
Except whatever this is.
And to be honest, it's a good looking figure. What this is the SH Figure Arts Shin Ultraman. And he comes with extra hands. My biggest gripe, and it's kind of the same with the Godzilla, at least this guy looks good, but why doesn't he have a Spectium ray?
Why the would you send me the accessories to make the thing, but not actually give me the thing?
He has the hands for doing the Spectium ray. And you see it in the trailer too. He's like, "Hi-ya!" shoots the beam. So I know it's a thing. He does it.
Why didn't it come
Why
with
doesn't it have a Spectium ray? And then it also annoys me because it wouldn't be an easy part to 3D print for me.
No, that
Because
would
it's supposed to be in his hand. Shoot, yeah. My only thinking
You feel better now, Steve, that you yelled at them.
right. My only thinking is because the size of the figure arts, it maybe wouldn't work very well.
It doesn't matter.
But they've done they've done the original and it came with Spectium ray. And it's
I wouldn't have even complained if it just came glued on like extra set of arms. You know what I mean?
well, that's what I was thinking. Like they could have just gave you like an extra forearm.
Yep, it just comes there glued, and that's all you need.
Yeah, like I said, the only thing I can think of is weight issue. But then they could have also just made it its own piece, cut out a part for the forearm to sit in, and just had it on a stand. Would have also worked.
You had plenty of opportunities, and you still disappointed us.
Yeah, so unlike Godzilla, I think everything about the figure is good, but it was one of those like it needs more things. It needed more things, especially for what's considered a more high-end collectible. Really, like this one was probably the one I got this year that criminally needed more items.
That grinded your gears.
Yeah, because Godzilla's, I'm like, well, like there's the Heat Ray GMK. I get what they were going for, so it doesn't have a beam. I understand. The Godzilla, he lights up in the movie, so it doesn't have a beam. I kind of understand, but really could have used it. Godzilla, same with the 89. For the price, it should have had a beam, but I kind of understand why it doesn't. Give me my stupid Spectium ray of my Ultramans. The one thing you don't fudge around with. You need some.
He needs a bang.
He needs some way to beat the monster. Anyways, he's just the one that kind of annoyed me the most.
I don't understand Steve's number 3 pick.
Alright, so what we have here, and I completely forgot, so here, talk about it. I'll look it up.
What we have here is one of the greatest Godzilla figures of all time. As you can tell, the details that they put into his eyeballs are just unreal. That's great. It's actually one of his best features, to be honest with you. All jokes aside, he actually has eyeballs, Steve. But what this is...
Well, he does technically have pupils.
What this is a piece of trash. I mean, this is a great... I don't even know which one this is. And that right there tells you how bad this figure is.
Supercharged? Supercharged.
Yeah, it is supercharged, isn't it?
Because the one that roared is the Battle Roar. That one's supercharged.
So this one's supposed to have lights.
No, the Battle Roar had... No, he didn't.
No, technically,
he thought it should have had lights, but it didn't have lights.
Because I remember us looking to see if it did, but it didn't.
Because it seemed like a thing. So with this, what this is essentially it's a smaller Playmates figure. You get battle damage, which is cool. Problem is, it is forever in this crazy upward sort of roaring pose.
Somebody broke his neck.
Yeah, like its neck makes no sense to me.
Neither does the tail.
So you're gonna have it standing on your shelf, and it's just gonna look like this. It's posable, but is it really? Is it really? You can, like, that's as far down, so you can kind of get him.
He can be eating an apple from a tree sideways if you get him just
You
right.
kind of gonna look like he's charging, but like nothing about this, in terms of setup, makes any sense to me.
And when we bought it, it was $9. Now they're $14 too, by the way. So yeah.
And to be honest, like, granted, I don't really like the Battle Roar one that much either, but at least it roars.
And it'll
it's the
lit
same
up,
figure, but it roars.
Which one lights up? But it was backwards. I forgot. Wasn't it a bigger one?
The big one.
Yeah. It lit up backwards.
Cool. I like that one. It's just weird.
Maybe they were just trying to tell us that he's like Shin. He shoots beams out of his tail, so it was charging towards his tail.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But like I said, that being said, I really hate the posing on this, and the sculpt I think is probably the worst one out of the Playmates ones we gotten. And just was sad that I bought it, especially with how much money I spent on this toy line. That if I wasn't a YouTuber, probably wouldn't have bought all of them.
Jesus, yeah.
To be fair, and this was like the one that really drove that home to me. That like I don't need to buy this, but I need to buy it for job purposes.
Wah, wah,
It's hard to even justify that because this isn't really a job. This is just kind of something fun to do on the side.
Yeah.
Just sometimes feels like work.
Because sadly we have real jobs, so.
Yeah. Alright, so for number 2, this is like where we've gotten to these are just bad. The ones I would say are debatable because price point and sculpt wise, you could argue with me. I was just disappointed with those. This guy, on the other hand.
I don't know what this one is.
Alright, so who this is the White Dino Thunder Ranger from Power Rangers Dino Thunder from the Lightning Collection line. This guy was a Walgreens exclusive. Now, you might look at it and be like, but Steve, this looks okay. What's the problem? He has his sword. His helmet's painted. What's the problem? Well, I painted the helmet. For starters, I had to do all the black lining. And then the black on what black was on his helmet was chipped, so I had to redo that too. And then, that being said, the way that they sculpted the sections that are supposed to be lined to begin with is not right for the show. Now, that being said, this guy was also, because he was an exclusive, you think they would have better quality control on this guy, right? But all the original ones...
Why does this sword suck so much?
Because it's a quill. His sword's a quill and he shoots...
No, I'm talking about like detail-wise. Like, is this supposed to be bent like this?
Yeah, it bends like that. It's supposed to be a quill. Arnaud's never seen the show.
No, I have not.
But anyways, so if you guys want to see, this is how his helmet's supposed to look. Wherever you see black, outside or right on the tippy top here, was just white when you bought the figure.
The whole figure?
No, just the helmet.
Oh, okay.
So everything else was painted right, but his helmet was oddly really, really white. And it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to have the black right there, around the visor.
I'll take your word on it, Steve.
And again, being a exclusive, you think they would have spent more time making sure the detailing was right. And they eventually fixed it. There is versions of this guy with the correct black. But then you're going to be paying $80 to $100 to get a hold of that guy.
Get the
because
I wouldn't pay $10 for that
because
thing.
this thing, being an exclusive, was already sort of rare to begin with.
$10.
And then they made the correct version even rarer because it was a much later release. So, I bought one with a crushed box for $15, painted the helmet, called it a day. I have this guy in my collection. But I feel like I spent way too much time and energy trying to find a cheap one so that I could touch it up. Which annoys the piss out of me, especially for exclusives. Danny, the NECA Danny almost made this list for the same reason, but I didn't really have a problem with the figure per se. It was just annoying trying to get a hold of it.
Yeah.
Because you had to buy the loot crate, and then that costs money. You get stuff you don't really want. Just so I can get one NECA that I need.
So, the number 1 is a very elusive figure.
Yep. Ta-da! Steve, you might be asking yourself, Steve, you didn't do anything. This is empty space right here.
I can't believe this idiot still bought this, but go on, Steve.
So, what number 1 is, we did a review. It is the McFarlane Toys My Hero Academia Toru, the Invisible Girl. Now, funny enough, I actually forgot to bring it. But for the sake of purposes of conversation, it's like it's here anyway. Because when you bought the figure, it was almost essentially an empty box.
You're killing me, Steve. You're killing me.
So for the low price of $20, you got the same My Hero Academia box you got with every other one, but this one's a Toru on it. You got 2 pairs of gloves, 2 boots, and stands that hold them.
Now you might say, what idiots bought this?
And my logic and reasoning is because, 1, it was an exclusive, so it makes me feel like I need to buy it more. 2, it oddly works with the Figmas, which is the ones I'm actually collecting. So again, feel kind of obligated to grab it. And 3, it was so stupid. And like I already knew what I was buying, so shame on me. But I felt like I decided to get it just because of how really they're just selling pretty much air in a box, and I got it in. And sure as shit, pretty much just air in a box.
I can't believe people actually fell for that.
It could have been done better if they were going to go about the stand like what they gave us. I feel like, especially after buying some oddly enough Pokemon figures, they make a figure of Haunter, who is a character that his hands are not attached to his body. You know how they fix that problem? He comes with the stand. The stand has ball joints, and then they hook to that ball joint stand, so you can still move the hands around. But it gives you the same effect that they're floating. And that he is also on a stand, floating. You know what they could have done? They could have put some ball joints on the stupid hands.
So there was a way to fix this. They just cheaped out.
So you could have at least made it posable, because what they gave us is a statue. Yeah. She can only do the pose that she's doing, and that's it. You're stuck with that. You can kind of rotate it if you want, but you're kind of stuck with that. And other companies with cheaper figures already had a better solution than what they did. And it's kind of funny because McFarlane Toys had my favorite figure I bought this year. And also had what I would say is the worst figure. And even like the box, they're like, it's 7 inches.
Yeah, that was the biggest kick in the nuts.
Really? Sure. We'll go with that. And that's what made this list hard, is because I already knew it wasn't going to be good when I got it. But after I got it, it wasn't good. Ugh. Like, I got maybe $2 worth of plastic for a $20 figure.
You're lucky if you got $2 worth of plastic.
So yeah, those were the worst.
What do you guys think? What trick did you guys fall for? Did you buy a figure like Steve did?
Because other than that, everything, I can't really think, this list was actually kind of hard this year, because again, most everything was just fine.
It was just an okay, we just need to make an okay list. And there'll be 30 figures in that list.
To be honest, if we did that list, I think the NECA Goliath would probably be number 1. Because it's one that I really like personally, but for its price point and what it is, it's fine.
Like McGreedy.
Yeah, McCready. It's a lot of the NECA stuff. I'm fine. I really like this figure.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. I'm not upset. I'm not happy. Super excited. I'm just yeah.
I like it because of what it is.
Yeah.
More so than what I paid for it.
Yeah, just like the Goliath.
And that's the other thing that makes these lists kind of hard, is because there's some things I really liked, but is it really worth the price though? And you sit there and think about it, and you're like, yeah, it's fine.
Like a lot of my Predator figures that I got this year, it's just they're all right. I am not sad. I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I'm content with them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for instance, we didn't have any Figmas. I've liked every single one of them. Tanjiro, debatable because he has a really loose like hip joint, but he came with a bunch of stuff, so and he looks good. But the rest of them were good. But again, the price kind of bumped up a little bit.
Well, like the Biolente X Plus,
The Defo?
yeah.
We never got that though.
Yeah, that's true, but the figure itself is just it's fine.
Yeah, it's like the Rhinosaurus we got. I feel like I got what I paid for. No, I like it a lot because of what it is, because I like Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
Yeah.
But for what I paid, it's fine.
I know a lot of people don't agree with that, but
Yeah, because even like I almost grabbed the Monster Hunter figures for the top list, but I think it was just like I'm not like emotionally that invested in the Monster Hunters. I just think they look cool. And then thinking about it, like the only one I think that was really this year was the Zenogre.
yeah.
And he was just fine. He was like, for what I paid for, I'm happy. Because he was a little more money than like the Godzilla stuff, but he's a little bigger, so works out really well. But anyways, help us defeat those kaijus by hitting the like button, subscribe, become a Ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, and Facebook. Guys, like you about the day with channel donate, we greatly appreciate it. And help us defeat those kaijus by hitting the like button, subscribe, become a Ranger today. See, I think I said that. Did I?
Bye bye.
Bye.